Hola, ¿cómo están? And what is going on, guys? DarkScheme here, bringing you a little Halo community update, which was in a blog post from Halo Waypoint, talking a little bit about the DLC coming in the near future, and we get a few glimpses of the new Warzone map. So let's check this out. This Warzone map in the update, Skirmish at Dark Star. And looking at the concept art, it looks pretty cool, looks interesting, and seeing as we're finally looking to get a Warzone map on a little bit of a different terrain, a different planet, I guess I should say, is kind of exciting. And now taking a look at an actual image of an in-game screenshot, we see a few Warzone assets being reused, but the environment is definitely looking live. Now, looking at the space under the ship and looking at the size of Spartans, we'll see how this works out as far as boss placements and vehicle transitions onto this map. It's looking a little tight in this certain area. Maybe there's a little bit of a more open area, but it definitely does seem like a map in which Banshees are going to be pretty decent. Seeing as the Banshee can go under and over this ship, we'll have to see and keep an eye out on how this works. And actually going back to the concept art now, I also want to point out that there seems to be two bases that are right next to each other. Now, I'm not sure if those are the same base, but it would be kind of new to see more than 3 bases instead of just having the 3 bases, one for each team, and then one at the center. I'm not sure if that would put too much focus on capping bases, but it would make things interesting, and I'm hoping to see a lot more bosses in this map, seeing as bosses, at least the smaller bosses, are kind of underfarmed and it's really up to the big bosses. I think having a ton of enemies and vehicles running around the map is what will make this map a good Warzone map. And now moving on to the next screenshot, which is concept art for the Hannibal Mantis. Looking at it, we don't really know what it is. We saw a bit of a preview and it seemed like the weapon on the right side, instead of having a machine gun, it was some sort of Gauss weapon, or also the possibility of a type of railgun on the Mantis. Now, it's looking like 343 is inventing new ways to add things to vehicles, and the Mantis is definitely one of those vehicles, as Mantises at the moment in this game right now in Halo 5 are kind of weak. So looking at this Mantis and seeing that it will be strong and having a different weapon instead of a machine gun will be adding a little bit more variety. Hopefully this brings the Mantis up to par, but hopefully another Mantis buff comes into Halo 5 because the Mantis vehicle definitely needs it. And now moving on to Warzone, 343 is aware that Warzone is having a little bit of a problem right now. For those who don't know, there is a thing called Warzone farming, in which a team of 12 individuals all teamed up together, all partied up, will cap all 3 bases in a Warzone and keep you inside your base and just farm kills off of you. Now, this is probably one of the least favorite things about Warzone for pretty much anybody. It is a thing, and it seems like it was with the Achilles armor being a commendation farm, and it seems like this is kind of the way for people to be playing, not only to farm rec points, but to try and farm kill commendations for the Achilles armor. Now, I'm not sure if this is 100% what it is, so they're definitely looking at ways to alter the system to make it difficult for people to Warzone farm, and shining a community spotlight for the new big team battle maps. This is one of the most anticipated things for a lot of people, as they are big team battle maps coming into the mix, coming into the playlist from the community. So they are having a small spotlight on the map Scavenger, and you guys can check all of this out in the description below. Looking at the big team battle map, it looks very promising. Definitely a lot of nooks and crannies for Spartans to run around, but still enough space for people to use vehicles on. But that is pretty much it for me today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this small but rather important community update. And as always, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.